Welcome to USTC360. I'm Ginger Chang. Today we visit Honduras. Aside from being one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere, Honduras has also been plagued with corruption and high crime. Thus, when a natural disaster strikes, the catastrophe is something more than the local people can bear. This was the case in October 2011, when a series of heavy rainfall brought on major flooding in Honduras. We have Martin Kuo with us today to share his thoughts on the latest trip he took as part of Tzu Chi's International Disaster Relief Team to Honduras. Welcome, Mr. Kuo.
Hi.
Hi, so in the 8 countries you've been to, can you compare the noticeable differences you saw in Honduras?
My first impression, this is such a mountainous country because you feel like the mountain just right in front of your face. That's my first impression. My second impression, I must say, the people are very friendly. Yet, in the contrast, it's the highest crime, like you say, in the Western Hemisphere. That's my second impression when you see all the policemen holding the machine gun, walking around the street for the security reason.
Well, we have one local volunteer there named Ginger Chang, and you happen to be good friends with him. What are some obstacles he encounters just leading the other local volunteers who are not Asian?
You know, he have lived in Honduras for 27 years. He responds to 1998 Hurricane Mitch. At that time, we had only one volunteer as the secretary of Taiwanese embassy. So I would say his most difficult time, speaking of time, that's the problem, that's the kind of difficulty he will face it. He doesn't have time. As a businessman, as the person who are expert on the power plant, he has so much he need to devote it.
Well, thanks to Mr. Chang's tactfulness and great logistical planning, Tzu Chi volunteers were able to aid more than 10,000 flood disaster-stricken families.
There is a point in all our lives that we don't really know what we are thinking about, and at all the crossroads, we often make the strangest decisions. That was my experience. My life was always turbulent. After coming here in 1987, I really didn't want to move anymore. There is a serious shortage of experts in hydroelectricity and solar power here, so I felt that there were more opportunities for me to stay here for a guy my age. Talking about volunteering at distributions with Sister Ninve, I used to tell her that I was busy all the time. At the end, I felt bad for saying no all the time. And she was very persistent. She called me every time asking, "Brother Chang, let's go to distribute the goods together." Occasionally, I would follow her and see them introducing Tzu Chi, and I thought distribution was just a one-time activity. After that, Sister Ninve left and nobody took the job at Tzu Chi, and many projects stopped. I felt bored, and I don't remember when it started, but it turns out that I was constantly volunteering with Tzu Chi. So if you ask me when I started volunteering with Tzu Chi, when it ended, there is no answer. There was no beginning nor ending with my involvement. We are going to Markovia today to inspect the disaster area. Every time I follow Thomas and Martin in the inspections, I learn something. I experienced something. Volunteering with Tzu Chi is meaningful. That meaning helps us turn into professional Tzu Chi volunteers. Every human has a humane heart. You feel sad whenever you see someone crying. So this disaster relief project had been really inspiring and touching.
Nosotros pasamos en los recientes años una crisis.
These past years, we were going through a crisis. It was a very difficult time, but no, we have never been this affected. In reality, sometimes we wanted to go and help other people, but we couldn't because it was not possible, either by land or by air, to reach the area where people needed help the most.
Por aire, poder llegar hasta donde estaba la gente que más nos necesitaba.
I was very sad because our neighborhood was poor before, but we were happy. When we came back and saw our houses were falling apart, it was extremely sad for us because we now have to think, where are we going to live?
There was a lot of water. The river was going up and flooded the community. It was very close to the community and the houses were wet. The floor was flooded. It was very sad. There was no food. We didn't have anything to eat because there was no place to buy food.
Pero luego, ¿verdad? Ustedes vinieron y nos visitaron.
And it's a pride for us to be helping them, supporting them, like you are doing with us.
I like it because we have to protect our food. It is so difficult to get a pound of beans, so we have to protect and preserve it.
I am very happy for this aid that will last us at least 1 month. It will help us.
We feel very happy because today we are able to support 1,200 families from different parts of our municipality and from parts that were the most affected during the emergency.
No, que lo ponga para abajo. Aquí estamos. Aquí, doña Juanita.
I would first like to thank God, and next, I would like to thank you all. God will bless you for everything you've done.
When I see elders, I feel I should help. When I talked to her, I found out her spine has a problem.
Hablando con ella porque me dijo que tenía problemas en la columna y todo. Bueno, la verdad fue porque por cómo ella decía las cosas.
Well, the truth is, it touches one's heart, what she said and the way she said it. Because I felt very grateful that she was blessing everyone after we helped her. It was the way she talked. It was very grateful. That's what touched me.
Estaba muy agradecida. Entonces, también me tocó algo.
Yes, he has a soft heart, like his father. All the senior citizens need our care and love, like little children and the less privileged. When doing charity work, we emphasize on caring for the less privileged.
Brother George's dedication inspired the people around him and his son with generosity and love. His actions have inspired his son to follow his example without any persuasion, willingly and faithfully.
Yes, he is a good father. He teaches me everything. He gives me advice. For example, he told me to be humble all the time and respect others.
Más que todo eso. Y respeto, mantener respeto hacia todo el mundo.
Yes, I love him very much. I will help him like his second hand, or helping him to organize everything, or helping him to lift heavy stuff. and also help him to speak and spread the word of Tzu Chi and everything else. That's the idea, to have more volunteers working together. We have a lot of people who know and are trying and concentrating on this type of future.
People face so much suffering because of a horrible disaster like this. Tzu Chi saw an opportunity to help. But on a hot day like today, people tried to get in front of the line and get inside faster. We saw some of them were scorching in the heat and some that couldn't even stand on their feet.
These victims have so much need for help, and they're really kind and innocent folks. The most touching part was when we saw many mothers bring their children and many senior citizens too. It was really heartrending to see their suffering. It pains me to see their life in so much pain and suffering. I don't know. It's too tough and sad.
Among the victims, we saw pregnant women, elderly, and people with children. In the crowd, the heat was unbearable. Some of them had heat strokes, so we brought them inside first.
Come back, tell us she's okay. Come back when she's okay.
Cuando esté bien, que no
It's okay. Bueno.
Often there are powerful moments during these trips when our volunteers just become at a loss for words. Mr. Kuo, this actually happened to you on the first day of the food distribution.
Yes, Ginger. The day almost 100 degrees. There's many people lined up under the heat and then try to squeeze, try to push it. I feel, don't let this happen. Please, we come here in the good deed. We want to help them.
What do you think you could have done better?
If we can have even well planned and train the local people, we mobilize those local volunteers,
right.
Have them do the job to serve their own people.
Well, I think it's really interesting that you're so determined, because in the next segment, actually, we have one of our care recipients. She was so touched, she had to come back to say hello. Let's go take a look.
Cuando estaban esas inundaciones, estaba toda llena yo de agua ahí adentro.
Well, when the flood occurred, it was filled with water in and out. Even the kids were on the bed. There was nowhere to hide. Everywhere is filled with water. I didn't go out. I stayed in with the children. We even slept with water around us, which was almost as high as the bed. It was filled with water. Everything was filled with water. Everything. This is the only thing I have, because even if I want to have more, I can't. Only the bed and small table, and no more. My name is Harita Morita. I have 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. I have no house, and thank God, now they are going to give me a house.
We are very thankful for the foundation. They have taught us to work hard. As volunteers, we work from the heart. We provide service to the most needed. God bless them.
He is dedicated to working. He looks focused, so I'll wait for when he has a little time and give him a glass of water. Today is a very hot day. Brother Leo, this is your cup.
We come here to construct these houses under the sun. The sun doesn't matter because we are used to it. Our climate is the best. In other places, people would love to have this kind of sunlight so that they can enjoy the holidays, for instance. Another thing here is that we work under the sun in order to help other brothers and sisters that need our help. We are very satisfied with the labor that you have taught us. This consists in transmitting our love to others.
Thank you.
Thanks to the mayor of the town that came to visit me. And I bless all of you that are here and thank all of you here. And God bless you all. And those who came from other countries to help us.
My house was made of dirt, but now I have all my things in the little house over there because the dirt was damaging the wall. Now that I have moved to the new house, everything is okay and all my things are in the new house. It's great and wonderful, and the house is mine.
I feel very happy because all of the things the foundation is offering, because the things we did not have, you are bringing them to us. Thank you. Thank God and may He continue to bless the foundation, Tzu Chi, for their continued support to people in need. The blessings are given to us by God.
I feel happy, and thank God and thank you, because now I'm not outside, I'm in the new house.
Welcome back. So, Mr. Kuo, how did you feel afterwards when all the transitional homes were completed?
You got to be there to feel when they see their new home, the impression on their face. You know, I feel great because you actually help people.
How has your trips overall altered your perception about life?
I realize not only how lucky I am, but I think I'm in the position to say that material world is not that important to me no more.
Well, Mr. Kuo, thank you very much for sharing your touching story with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you to have me with you to share this. Thank you.
In our next segment, Footprints, we introduce you to Thomas Chu. If you notice in the earlier part of the program, Thomas was actually one of the 5 volunteers that returned to Honduras. So now we present a more up-close and personal story of how he became involved in Tzu Chi's international disaster relief missions.
The first time I joined the International Disaster Relief Program was in 1998. At that time, Central America had been hit by 2 consecutive hurricanes. I visited the Dominican Republic first. The second disaster relief trip I went to was Republic of Honduras. We were deeply shocked by the scenes of children of the Tzu Chi care recipients. They didn't even have clothes to wear. But they seemed to be much happier than I was.
This is my girl, right?
We grew up in a lifestyle of abundance, yet we are not happier than they are. I started to reflect upon this phenomenon. It was in 2007 that I returned to Taiwan for my annual health exam. Colorectal cancer was detected during this checkup. Naturally, my wife provided me the most support. It was such a shock to me that my wife died before me. Facing the reality of impermanence is the ultimate test for everyone. It seems that I was making all the right efforts in my life for the past several months, visiting many places. The task was how to transform my fond memories of my wife into motivation in my daily life. Master Cheng Yen told us to double our efforts. Master Cheng Yen's teachings have become my spiritual pillar. To me, the most beneficial teaching Master Cheng Yen told us was to transform our mind to positive thinking. You need to be grateful even when you are facing a difficult situation. Things used to frustrate me for a long time. Now, I am able to drastically reduce these kinds of frustrations.
Thomas mentions his first time in the disaster field was to the Dominican Republic, which is interesting because before 1998, US Tzu Chi volunteers virtually had no experience or knowledge about providing disaster relief assistance abroad. I'm Ginger Chang, thank you, and I'll see you next week.